In the home care industry, your reputation spreads faster than your marketing ever will. And if you're not protecting it, you're risking losing everything you've built. Hello, everyone. My name is Michele Williams, aka Coach Michele, and I help aspiring entrepreneurs like yourselves start and grow their home care businesses successfully from the ground up. When families choose a home care agency, what do you think they're really buying? It's not just personal care. It's not just companionship. What they're buying, what they're investing their trust in is your reputation. And here's the hard truth. You can have the best website, the nicest branding, a beautiful office, but if your reputation in the community is shaky, none of that will matter. In fact, I would argue your reputation is the real marketing strategy. Think about that. It's what drives referrals. It's what convinces hesitant families to say yes. This is the agency I select. So today, I'm going to break down all of this for you. So why is reputation important? Why is reputation everything in the home care industry? How to protect it as your agency grows, and what silently destroys it. What silently destroys it. So grab your notebook, take some notes, and let's get started. Why reputation matters in the home care industry. A lot of new home care entrepreneurs overlook, and honestly, even some experienced ones forget this over time. Your reputation is the lifeblood of your agency. See, in other industries, your reputation might help you land bigger clients or get more visibility. But in home care, it's deeper than that. People aren't just buying a service from you. They're placing their loved ones into your hands. Okay? Think about that. They're trusting you with their mom, their dad, their spouse, someone that they love and cared for their entire lives. And that kind of decision isn't made based on a sales pitch or a pretty logo. It's made based on trust. Remember, people do business with people they know, like, and trust. And trust in this space comes straight from your reputation. When families are looking for a caregiver, they're not just scanning your website. They're asking around. They're reading Google reviews. You know, I'm always telling you guys to get Google reviews. They're checking what people say on Facebook or in Facebook groups. They're paying attention to how you talk to them, how relatable you seem. That impression, that becomes your reputation. And it either opens doors or quietly shuts them. Let's say there's a case manager at a hospital who's ready to discharge a patient and needs to recommend a home care provider. They're not flipping through a directory. They're thinking, who do I know that always shows up? Who communicates well? Who takes care of patients like family? If your name comes to mind, that's a win. Not because of your pricing, but because your reputation did the work for you. It's all about how you show up. And here's where it gets real. Your reputation can be your biggest growth tool, but also your biggest vulnerability. A good reputation builds trust before you even open your mouth. However, once it's damaged, rebuilding that trust can take a considerable amount of time. And what makes it tough is that reputation isn't something you can fake. And here's the most important part. As your agency grows, protecting that reputation, your reputation, has to become part of your business culture, not just your marketing strategy, not your daily operation, because it's not just about looking good. It's about actually being the agency people can rely on. Do you want to be the provider of choice? I want you guys to pay close attention to this. Now that I've laid the foundation that your reputation is the heart of your business, the next question is, how do you protect it? Because here's the thing, guys. It doesn't matter how good your intentions are. In home care, it's not just about what you mean to do. It's about how people experience you and your business. And those daily experiences, those small moments of interaction, that's what shapes your reputation. It starts with your consistency. If you say you're going to call a family every Monday with an update, call them every Monday. Set yourself up for success. Don't try to over deliver if you don't have the manpower to stay consistent. If you promise a caregiver will be there at 8 a.m., that caregiver better be there at 7:55, okay? Because every time you follow through on a promise, you silently telling your client, you can trust me. But let's get a little deeper. Communication is another big piece. Not just the big conversations, but the day-to-day check-ins. The way you respond to concerns. How available are you or a team member when something goes wrong? Clients don't expect you to be perfect. None of us are. What they expect is to be heard. So when an issue comes up, and it will, what matters most is how you respond. Remember, guys, there's always two sides to the story, and you need to hear each side and listen. Fixing problems fast is a superpower in this business, in life. I can tell you now, no one expects perfection, but when families see that you're not hiding, that you're taking responsibility, that you care, you gain even more credibility. Yes. Another way to protect your reputation is by making sure your team reflects your values. Because at the end of the day, your caregivers are your front line. They are the face of your business. And if they're rude, careless, or unprofessional, that's not just a bad shift. That's your reputation on the line. So take training seriously. Don't just train your staff on tasks. Train them on how to represent your business, how to speak to your clients, how to act when they're taking your clients out, how to show empathy, how to handle difficult moments. Because those soft skills, baby, those soft skills, they leave a lasting impression. And here's something most people don't think about. How you end relationships also impacts your reputation. Whether a client is moving on or a caregiver is leaving, how you treat people on their way out says just as much about your agency as how you treat them on the way in. Ending things with professionalism and respect goes a long way. People remember that. Remember, just because somebody is leaving is not forever, and they can refer people to you. Now, let's talk about your online presence. You've got to monitor it. That means checking your Google reviews, responding to your Google reviews, your Facebook page, your Better Business listing, and actually responding to feedback. Not just the good reviews. Not just the good reviews. I see some of y'all, the tough ones too. When people see that you engage, that you respond with professionalism, even when there's criticism, that builds trust. It shows you care. It shows you're active and accountable. And don't be afraid to ask for feedback, guys. From happy clients, many of them are willing to share a review or a testimony. Remember this, your brand is what you say about your business, but your reputation is what everyone else says about it. Oh, that's good. And that's the voice people listen to. So protect it like it's your most valuable asset. Because in this business, it absolutely is, okay? It absolutely is. Now, let's talk about things to look out for that can destroy your reputation. So listen carefully. Listen. Sometimes your reputation isn't ruined by bad behavior. It's ruined by poor leadership decisions. Unclear expectations and a lack of structure. Hashtag structure. One of the first signs when your agency grows too fast without a foundation, it's easy to get excited when new referrals come in or partnerships start to form. But if you're saying yes to everything without the systems to support it, cracks will show. Care visits get missed. Calls don't get returned. Promises get broken. And suddenly, it's not just a logistics issue, it's a reputation problem. Because from the outside, it looks like you can deliver what you offered. You also have to be careful with how you handle mistakes, not just with clients, but with your team. If you're the type of owner who's always shifting blame or brushing off small complaints as not a big deal, your staff will stop coming to you with concerns. They'll stop coming to you with concerns. Eventually, the problems that should have been caught internally shows up publicly. Ooh, in reviews and client feedback, or worse, informal complaints. And finally, ignoring your own burnout is a silent threat to your reputation. Guys, you got to take care of your mental health. If you're overwhelmed, running on fumes, stretched too thin, it shows. It shows, I'm telling you. You start making rush decisions. I know you're thinking right now. You stop following through, you lose patience, and clients, staff, and partners start picking up on the energy. They might not say anything, but they feel it. And if they sense instability at the top, it shakes their trust in your entire agency. So if you're being honest, okay, protecting your reputation isn't just about doing good work. It's about leading well. Because in a home care space, in this home care industry, reputation isn't just marketing. It's not just public perception. It's the proof of your leadership. Guys, who am I talking to? Let me know in the comments. Here's what I can leave you with. In home care, it's not about being the biggest agency. It's about being the most trusted. And trust doesn't come from flashy marketing. It comes from how you show up day after day behind the scenes when no one's watching. Can y'all feel my passion here? Okay. But I know it's a lot to carry. I know it's a lot to carry. You're not just managing care. You're managing caregivers, client expectations, compliance, billing, growth goals, and trying to stay sane through it all. It's no wonder that even great owners sometimes let their reputation slip. Not because they don't care, but because they're overwhelmed. If you're serious about building an agency that clients trust, caregivers want to work for, and communities rely on, you don't have to do it alone. Oh, let me do a plug real quick. If you need assistance and you're at that point where you feel like burnout, overwhelmed, and this video has really resonated with you, I want you to go to Task Flow VA. Task, T-A-S-K, Flow, FLOVA.com. We have launched an amazing virtual assistant business. Caregivers are trained, they're college educated, trained specifically by me. Yes. So they're going to come to your agency ready to serve. So go to taskflowva.com, schedule a complimentary consult today so I can help you with this overwhelm. So we can start growing your business. We can start scaling. You can start going out and building that reputation. I hope this video helps. If you have any comments or questions, comment down below. I read them, guys. You know I read them. I personally respond to them. And of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on your notification bell because I am uploading videos weekly. Take care, guys. God bless.